Welcome to Wayne's World Garage. We're at war today. It happened again. For the fourth time in 2 years, some chucklehead smashed into the mailbox, knocking the mailbox down, breaking the 4x4 post, and destroying the little bracket that holds it on. So I've got a new bracket on the way, so this one we can figure out. The post is broken. I've got to take the old one out because it's in the ground with many feet of concrete. The mailbox, fortunately, is still in good shape. Let me show you that. So here's the mailbox. It's in pretty good shape, no damage at all. So once I get a new bracket, it's gonna cost me 50 bucks because the woman who hit the mailbox is uninsured. Shocking. We'll have to get this thing figured out. But no more 4x4 posts. The way this gig works, let me show you. It's kind of cool. You're supposed to take this sleeve, which costs $75 for a new one, by the way. You're supposed to take this sleeve here, aluminum sleeve, and this sleeve fits over your 4x4 post, which measures 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. But when these guys hit it, this person, they broke the cast aluminum bracket and they tore this thing up, and it's bent a little bit. So we'll figure out how to get it working, but I've got a plan. The real theme of this is don't mess with Wayne. You mess with my mailbox, we're gonna have problems. It just happens to be that I had a piece of 10-foot long steel. The steel's been around for 20 years. It came from a place called Boulevard Sales, when you can buy a pickup truckload of steel for $100, learn to weld. Well, it's expensive now, but it's rusty. It'll still work. So here's what we're gonna do. So here's the plan here, folks. No more wood. I've got some locust. I thought I'd put locust there. That'd be pretty hard to break, but I've got iron. It's 1/2 inches thick. It's 3 inch by 1/2 inch by 10 foot long. I don't know, it'll look hilarious with a minivan stuck on top of it. I'm gonna put probably 2 feet of it in the ground. So what I did is I'm gonna measure this into 40-inch pieces. 40 times 3, 120, you get it, 10 feet. So that's what we're gonna do. So you can do this with a hacksaw, oxyacetylene, plasma, but you can also use your circular saw with carbide teeth, which works pretty well. And I haven't used it in a couple of months, so it's a good chance to use it. The only thing is, when you're using it, you need eyes and ears. You gotta be kind of careful. So let me cut it. I'm gonna cut here and there, and then sparks will be flying everywhere. You're gonna love it. Actually, there's very few sparks. So not surprisingly, the Chinese make a saw like this also. This one though is made by a company called Slugger. They make magnetic drills and stuff. It's a real deal. It's not Chinese crap. It's backed up by the company and stuff like that. It's the real thing. And it cuts well. Unlike most circular saws, it turns a little bit slower, and it has a 10-inch blade, so it'll cut through big steel. Okay, so all you gotta do is line this thing up and let her go. Be careful though, because it's gonna be heavy and stuff will go flying. Missed my toe. Now let me do the other side. All right, so what's next? Well, the steel, 1/2 inch thick. It's gorgeous steel. And I haven't used it in a long time. I don't know what the heck I bought it for, but it was cheap when I bought it. But I do like to clean it up a little bit before we weld it, because I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna weld this, whether I use TIG or MIG, and maybe I'll do both a little bit. So we'll see. But Eastwood makes this little roly-poly thing here. Costs way too much money, but it has a little scuff pad on here. It does a pretty good job of cleaning some of the rust off of this. I hope. Let's find out how it works. It works on small pieces. Let's see if it works on a big piece. There we go. Good thing we didn't Good thing the wind's blowing downhill, huh? I do not want. Sorry for that interruption. And a quick update. That was Officer from the Anne Arundel County Police Department. And thank goodness the woman does have insurance. So he got the insurance information and he saw the evidence. Her car had no back window. And he said, you know, she'd like to keep this out of the insurance and courts and stuff like that. She probably drove away because her blood alcohol level was 0.25 or something. I don't know. I've never done anything like that, so I wouldn't understand that. But whatever. And so she called me up right after he hung up with me. And she said, can I pay you some cash? So parts of the mailbox is going to be $1.25 plus shipping. If she gives me $2.50, I'll be happy. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make it go away, and we'll have a much dirtier mailbox post. So back to buffing this guy up before I weld it. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, there's one side. Flip it over to the other side. Well, I'm not sure the easiest way to do it. Maybe I'll pull it all the way out here. I don't know if this vise is strong enough to hold it. Oh, yeah. Oh, that vise is a monster. You know why? Because it's made in Erie, Pennsylvania. Patented 1914. It's a beast. The vise weighs over 100 pounds. It's going pretty well. It's better than a grinder. A grinder's, oh, jeez. If I can undo it. A grinder works pretty well too, but I like this better. This side's already done. I think I did both sides. Yeah, we're done. Both sides good enough. It does a pretty good job here. So you may see what I've done. I put it's called a flat. It's 3 inches by 1/2 inch, as I said. I put a piece 2 3/4 between the vise to hold it up, so I don't have to try and hold it and position it. Doing that with a 10-foot piece was impossible. Oh, jeepers. Missed my toe. Guess I could do the rest of it too. Might as well. I think we're almost done with this. So, in case you don't know, this steel, it's hot rolled. It's hot rolled steel. We've got cold rolled steel, and we've got HRPO. Who knows what HRPO steel is? Hot rolled, pickled, and oiled. This ain't hot rolled and pickled and oiled. It's just hot rolled steel. If they pickle it and oil it, it cleans up and takes a scale off of it. And if you buy HRPO, it's more expensive. And I don't believe they can cold roll steel. It's way more expensive. Not bad. So now I've got, take these ears off because this is loud. So now I've got 3 pieces of iron here. Nice stuff. And it's exactly 3 inches. So right there's 3.5. So what am I going to do here? I'm not quite sure yet. I could just use angle. You think, woo? Do you think 1/2 inch angle iron would bend next time they hit it? So I think here's my plan. This is 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches. There's only 3, but 3 by 3.5 fit in there. It'll be perfect. Because what I'm going to do is, instead of these 2 holes here, when I get the new one, I'll drill this out and I'm going to tap this for bolts. Tap it and thread it. It's what you do when you have equipment. So I will tap it and thread it, and we'll be done. Now the real question is how high up to, these are 40 inches. It doesn't look like 40 inches, so I'll probably do about a foot, 24 inches. I'll probably do 16 inches above ground, and I'll probably do 24 below ground. 24, yeah, 24 and 16. So what I'll do is I'll bury 24 inches in the concrete, and I will have 16 inches sticking up, attaching to this. And it'll be hard to destroy. And if they do destroy it, good luck to them, that's for sure. I think I've got a good plan here. As I said, this is 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches by 3. Not quite 3.5 by 3.5, but that's okay. I will weld this up, and once I weld it, this structurally will be unbelievably strong. My welds are that good. But also what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap it, and I'll drill it and tap it, and that's how I'm going to make this thing go on there. And then we should be good to go. Although when I'm looking at this, we'll see how they do this. They've got this little hood here. This little hood comes down the top. So they probably want it, yeah, attached below that. I have to think about that. It'll be inside, so it'll be fine. Yeah, that's fine. So that's perfect. It'll cover up. It may not cover up all my bolts though, but I don't really care. It'll be behind it, so it'll be the back side of it. So let me get cracking, put some of this stuff away, and get ready to start welding, do some fun stuff. Let's see how this works. 1/2 inch steel, 200 amp welder. It's a Dynasty 210. It works pretty well. What I kind of like to do first is hit it with a TIG welder first. The TIG welder is clean, it's quiet, doesn't make tons of noise. So I like that. So the rule of thumb, and you all know this, like I'm not a real welder, is 1 amp per thousandths of an inch. So I really should have a 500 amp welder. Not gonna happen. But what I'm gonna do is I'll tack it into place a little bit with the TIG welder, and then I will move on and we'll MIG it. And even MIGging it, I can't weld in one pass 1/2 inch steel, but we'll make it happen. All right, going hot. Woo-wee. That takes a little bit of effort to heat that steel up. And you probably can't see anything, but that's, I don't know what to tell you. Let me try and get it in a better spot. How could you see it? I don't know. Maybe if I take this off it now, which I can do, I hope. Close enough. Maybe it's kind of fun to see how this works here. Let's see if I get in the little corner here really quick. Boy, oh boy, it's tough. It is tough. This welder's a little bit small for this job, but we'll get her done. Look like a drunken sailor. Hey, at least we got a couple tacks in, and that's all I want to do. Get a few tacks in, and we'll go to MIG here on this guy. Let's see here. I can't imagine anybody wants to watch Wayne weld, because I'm not that good. But I get her done. But let me put a few more beads on this guy. I'm going to call it quits. I really don't think it's going to go anywhere, but we're going to double check that. I think that's enough. So it's steaming up in here. I can't see for squat, but I don't think she's going to go anywhere. Wait till you hit this with your Prius. So the next step is I need to pull out the old post out of the ground. And since it's already been in the ground 3 times, I put concrete around the post, the 4x4 post. Actually 3.5 by 3.5. Looks like this. They broke it right off. So what I'm gonna do is I've got this little piece of angle iron here, thanks to my neighbor Mark who gave it to me. And I'm gonna cut some 1/2-inch holes in it. And I will put my chain on here, on the back of the tractor, and lift it out. Maybe. Because it's in the ground. So let me drill some holes in here. Hang on. Oops. So if you're thinking, wow, his drill bits go quickly, they do because they are sharp. My grandfather tried to teach me how to sharpen drill bits when I was 15 years old. I failed. But since then, I've realized how important it is to have real drill bits that are sharp. So these are sharp, and they work. Part of the gig is putting some oil on them. Now, I know hope is not a plan. I'm sort of hoping 1/2 inch will work. I may need to go a little bit bigger on this guy. With a little bit of oil. And you all already know this, I'm sure. Drill the pilot hole first. It makes the bigger ones go a lot easier. Oil is your friend. Heat is not your friend here. All right, well, you should appreciate this. So I took my angle iron. I had to drill 9/16 holes in there, but you don't want to watch that. Took some Crosby shackles, tighten them down, half turn loose. Put these D-rings in here from Kenny's bolt-on hooks. They're great. You always need more. Another shackle. And now I'll put my chain on it. Maybe it'll pop right out of the ground. And the first step is to drill a couple holes in them in the post, and then put these 1/2 inch lag bolts in the ground. Not in the ground, in the post. Is that going to work? I don't know, but let's find out. You know what I have to do before I start this is, well, yeah, I need to smooth off the top of the post here. All right, take 2. So this is DeWalt's version of a fine tool. It's a very fine tool, very fine tool. Let me turn that thing off. Seems to be working pretty well. Let me come in from the other direction. I haven't used this tool very much, but that's swimmingly well. Check it out. Worked out pretty good, huh? I think so. Put this in lock mode. There you go. Take my battery back, and let's drill a couple holes in this thing. Well, that bracket's on there pretty well. And now the plan is as follows. Put my shackles back on. Put my shackles back on, bring the tractor out, and lift her up. What do you think? Well, we're going to find out very shortly. Let me get the John Deere. Alrighty, now we're ready for action. I'll take one of these D-rings from Kenny's bolt-on hooks. These are the best things in the world. I bought 6 more, or maybe 8 more the other day, just because you never have enough. So that goes under there. That goes there. And now when I lift up my tractor, we should be downtown, Brown, or something like that. Although you have to make sure that this doesn't get caught there. Okay. All right, well, I think we're good. I'll go slow and see what happens. So who thinks the tractor's going to come in the air? Jesus Christ. Wow. Oh. Wow. That's at the maximum load of the tractor. It took 3 or 4 lifts, and you see the tractor squatted, but it pulled it out. We're going up. It's a big ass piece of concrete. But my wife spent the effort to put these flowers down, and if I destroy them, which I probably will, but let's try not to. Let me get a wheelbarrow and put them in a wheelbarrow. Well, that worked swimmingly well. It's 90 degrees outside, so I'm sweating like crazy. But we're getting it done, and the grapple picks it up and gets rid of it now. That's it for today. It's hot outside. I'm done. Going to get some food and pour some concrete tomorrow. Thanks for watching.